13 On Your Sidelines, sponsored by Rand Insurance Group, a better path forward.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first ever episode of Sidelines Plus on 13 Plus. I'm Matt Gard alongside Jacob Seuss and Maddie Monroe. What we want to do with this show is we recognize not everybody can see every newscast or every sportscast as much as we would all like you to. So we are going to do a once weekly show that you can see all of the high school and other local highlights you missed. And guys, we are starting off this series talking about the state basketball finals. Jacob, you were there when Rockford played for a state championship game.
Yeah, we can't get into spring sports until we put a bow on winter sports, and we had some great teams, girls and boys, but I don't think there was a better girls team we had than Rockford. Unfortunately, they did fall short in the state title game, but this team just dominated from start to finish. Of course, they have a Y-pitch. We'll get into Y-pitch, but they have so much more than her. Kate Higgins, a force to be reckoned with down low. The thing with these Rockford girls, and it was a big focal point after the game, is they were so dominant during the regular season. They really didn't play too many close games, to the point that starters were out in the fourth quarter. They were up by 15, 20, 30 points depending on the game. So then you go to the state title game, and all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, they're down by 5. They're down by 8, they're down by 12. And talking with Coach Brad Wilson after the game, you maybe start to panic a little bit if you're a team like that, because you're not in that situation really ever. They suffered one loss early in the season. That was in late November, I believe. So they had gone a really long time without playing a close game. And when you don't do that, that might come back to hurt you when you do play a close game. You know, I don't want to say it hurts you to be so dominant, but they maybe got into a situation where it did.
Yeah, and we've got some of those highlights from that Rockford-Belleville game, so we can roll those while we chat about it. You know, what was the atmosphere like in the Breslin Center that day?
You know, we have so many great fan bases around West Michigan, but there's not too many that represent like the Rockford Rams do. I mean, you can see it right there, going back to the boys who made a deep run in the tournament this year, the girls who were back at the Breslin Center for a 4th consecutive season. I mean, they were playing an early game on that Saturday, an early afternoon game, and there were hundreds of students there. So you can never deny that Rockford has that student support, the fan support, and you really can't miss them either in that bright orange.
Yeah, that's right. And Maddie, we can't talk about Rockford girls basketball without talking about Anna Y-pitch. You had the chance to interview her.
I did. I sat down with Anna and Coach yesterday, and I got to talk to them both, you know, looking at the season overall, looking at those last couple of games, and kind of just going over all of her accomplishments and everything that she has accomplished, not only as a senior, but in the last 4 years. She's the winner of Miss Basketball, and all of her time at Rockford, she said, has been just an incredible, not only accomplishment, but just great celebration for her and the team.
Awesome. So without further ado, let's roll a piece of that interview.
I think the big thing is the community Rockford has. I mean, if you look back in the games that we had, the fans that we have in the stands, I've always told myself that one of my main goals was to impact the youth here, and I think hopefully I did a really good job at that. But I mean, Rockford's just such a good school. Everyone supports you here. My teammates are my biggest supporters, my coaches. It's just a great community and all. There's been a couple of games, my last 2 games, I thought I did pretty well, but obviously it wasn't just because of me. It's because of my teammates as well, my coaches, and all the hard work I've put in. There was one game where I scored the most points ever in a game against East Kentwood. I had 38. But all of that just comes from my teammates feeding me the ball. But I don't know, I think my main goal was never to think individually. It was always try to think about the team and do what's best for the team. So I would just say put in as much time as you can, and obviously if you have a dream or you want to achieve something, like, you can, as long as you work hard and do the best that you can. Obviously, playing as a freshman, my sister's a freshman on the team, you're going to be nervous, but just be true to yourself. I finished my junior season with 6 points, meaning my 1,000 points. So that was my main goal. I think as an athlete, for someone to achieve that was like, not many people get to do that. So that was kind of my first goal. And then obviously as a team, we really wanted to win a state championship. So coming into the season as a senior, that's like a perfect way to end your career. That was the main goal, and then obviously Miss Basketball was also kind of in the back of my mind as something that I wanted to achieve. I think that in the beginning of my senior season, I kind of was up for up for the award. They come out with a list of names for people based on how your previous years went during high school. Once the list gets narrowed down, then you have to it's almost like an application where you write down everything that you've achieved, volunteer hours, everything like that. And then the voting starts happening, and that's when it kind of gets narrowed down to 5 people, and then all of the coaches that are part of this program called BCAM vote for who they think should win. I definitely would say that my leadership role on this team grew a lot. Being a senior, that's kind of like what you are supposed to do on a team. Being more vocal to my teammates, becoming a better teammate for my team. I think all that's grown, and then preparing for it to play at the next level. I kind of said this in my senior speech at the banquet, but never take anything for granted. Obviously, you never think the time's going to fly here, but it does. I think for the juniors, it was just making sure that they step up and be the leaders that I know that they can be. I mean, we won a lot of games this year, and obviously there's a high standard that's held at Rockford, and we always have targets on our backs. I mean, the game against Grand Haven was super close. I mean, we've played them 2 times, and then that was our 3rd time. I wouldn't say there was any game that we didn't want to go besides the last game, obviously. The state championship game, obviously we wanted to win that one. It didn't go our way. We didn't make as many shots as we'd hoped, but I thought through all of that, we still had a lot to be proud of for our season.
Anna, what was that moment like, finding out that you'd won with basketball?
When my mom told me that Coach was coming over to have a meeting with our family, I didn't really know what to expect. I thought I was in trouble for something. But when he told me, my mouth kind of dropped open. I didn't really have words to describe. Got a little emotional, tears in my eyes. But I was just so grateful. So like he said, I was speechless.
I would just say that, when all things are done and we have time to just kind of take a deep breath of what Anna's accomplished at Rockford High School, it's pretty extraordinary. And she has not only transcended girls basketball at Rockford and inspired so many young kids. If you could see her at the youth camps and working with the youth, she's really goes over the top with that, and kids really look up to her. But also just the accolades on the court. You can be a small town girl, and if you put in the work and you have the dream, you can do some great things. But then even beyond that, I mean, she's blazed a path. She's an innovator in terms of kind of a pioneer, if you will, for women's basketball. I mean, she's done things that most kids haven't, and she's done it right here at Rockford High School. And so, we are so proud of her and everything that she's done. So thankful for the time and the commitment that kids have to make to be great here at Rockford. With the pressure they have is tremendous, and she did that. And I think she can leave here, and again, when the dust settles, I think she'll look back and even herself, she'll probably be, just amazed at everything that we did. And so, really proud of her, I guess is my point. And I know that there's a lot of young girls that are out in the driveway right now, and they're shooting. They're like, "Oh man, a Y pitch," or whatever it is. I'm always getting, "Hey, can you get an autograph from Anna?" And I mean, how cool is that, right? I mean, it's just I know that I have to pinch myself sometimes, and I know that kids like Anna don't just come through the halls every day. And so, very thankful for Anna, love her to death, and just wish the best for the next step.
Really great achievement for Anna Wypich. And Maddie, she's got some big plans for after high school.
Yes, while her mom and her sister went to Michigan Tech, her sister still goes to Michigan Tech, Anna has officially committed to Butler, and we talked a lot about it. She's very excited. She toured the school over 10 times before deciding that that's where she wanted to go. And while her mom has quite the legacy up at Michigan Tech and her sister is continuing to play basketball there, she kind of wanted to do something a little different, and she felt that Butler was the place for her. And we're so excited to see what she does now.
She's going to be playing with a familiar face, too. Byron Center's Lily Zeenstra spent her freshman year at Butler. And, barring the transfer portal, it changes by the day.
Yeah.
But we think Lily's going to be back at Butler. And, Jacob, this is really exciting, Anna Wypich, because we have had now 3 straight missed basketballs from this side of the state.
Yes, we have. And actually, Lily Zeenstra was a finalist last year. She lost to another West Michigan product, Gabby Reynolds from West Ottawa. And then you go back 2 years, EGR's Macy Brown, who just played in the NCAA tournament with Michigan. I mean, the girls' hoops we have on this side of the state, it is unbelievable. And you look on the boys' side, and we've had some Mr. Mr. Basketball winners, and it goes to the Detroit schools a lot. But here around, it hasn't been much of a competition. And honestly, Anna felt like the runaway winner this year, but in the back of my head, I thought, are they going to give it to a West Michigan native 3 years in a row? And they did. I mean, she was flat out dominant the whole season. In her last high school basketball game, she scored, 26, 27 points. The game before, she had 36 to get them to the state title game. So 3 years in a row, someone from our side of the state has won it. She's probably had the best high school career out of the three.
You know what they say, Jacob, the West Side is the best side. We've got more to come on Sidelines Plus. We'll look back on the run to the Breslin Center for Tri-Unity Christian boys and the West Catholic girls. Plus, find out how the Falcons welcomed a special new teammate after that state title game. We'll be right back.
"13 On Your Sidelines", sponsored by Rand Insurance Group, a better path forward.
Welcome back to Sidelines Plus. We are still talking girls basketball, and it was a season to remember for West Catholic. Jacob, you were there for their state final game as well.
We just finished talking about Rockford, who made it to the Breslin Center 4 straight years. Well, so did West Catholic. This was their 4th straight trip to the Breslin Center. But man, these girls, they were the comeback kids all weekend long in East Lansing. We go back to the state semifinal game on Friday. It looked like they had a great season, but it was coming to an end. They were down 15 points in the third quarter. In a high school basketball game where there's only 8 minutes on the clock, no shot clock, it's hard to come back from a deficit that big. Anna Ignatowski, she had 29 points to get West Catholic to the state title game. So now fast forward to this one against Tecumseh on Saturday. They were down 12 points immediately in the first quarter. Well, they fought their way back. They were down by just 1 point in the third quarter. Unfortunately, they did come up just short. Alicia Dykstra, she's headed to Toledo next season. She had an unbelievable game in her final high school basketball game. So the West Catholic, they were the state runner-ups this year once again, but man, what a season they had to get back to the Breslin Center for the 4th straight season. Derek Pies, this was his first year as the team's head coach. He had a lot of pressure to get them back there after they had been there 3 straight years, and they got the job done. So no state title, but still plenty to be proud of.
Yeah, and a pretty cool story as an aside from West Catholic. Also.
Yeah, even though the Falcons didn't get the win, Derek Pies, like I said, the new head coach, he had quite the weekend. Won a state semifinal game on Friday, got to coach in the state title game on Saturday, and then Sunday, well, they welcomed a new teammate to town. The final moments before coaching in your first state title game in your first year as a varsity head coach. What is going through your mind? Strategy for the game? The moments that got you here? Or
just telling him to stay in there for a few more days.
Last May, Derek Pies was hired to be the next girls' head basketball coach at West Catholic.
I felt the pressure, but I'll be honest, it's my first year. I'm still learning a lot.
And just a month after he was hired,
we're so excited to welcome our first child in here. And she's just been so supportive of me. It's a very time-consuming gig.
An unbelievable 2 months that the Pies family had no clue would turn into an unforgettable weekend just 9 months later.
So we didn't even really tell our doctor about state or anything. She just happened to plan it.
With Derek now running the show, the Falcons continued their run as one of the best girls basketball teams in West Michigan.
I just have a really talented team with really talented players. So it was easy for me. They make me look good.
So when Courtney and Derek got an induction date for their baby of March 23rd,
we knew that this would be right up cutting it close to state finals.
And when she told us, we were like, phew, because if we make it here, we got some things to do first.
As fate would have it, West Catholic made it back to the Breslin Center for the 4th consecutive season, with Courtney there to cheer on the team.
I wanted to stand up and cheer as much as I can, but the position I'm in isn't always can do that.
Even on state championship Saturday, the day before they would go from a family of 2 to a family of 3.
Just pushing through, and yeah, no doubt.
She's like, no, you got to be there, and she's a part of our family, of our team, and our team feels the same way about her.
The Falcons fell just short in the state title game, But on Monday, the team grew by 7 pounds, 7 ounces when Jace Hendricks Pies was born.
I'm thankful for her, and I know she's so supportive and she's grateful for these memories that we made. And, you know, what greater memory than to bring a child into the world.
What an awesome story. It's not every day you get to welcome a new team member to the team once the season is over. And now putting a bow on those state title games, the Tri-Unity Christian Defenders won their 7th state championship under coach Mark Keeler. This was Keeler's final game as coach after 38 years on the Defenders bench. Tri-Unity used 2 double-digit scoring runs in this game to build an 18-point lead at the halftime lead on Fowler. The second run put the game away after the Eagles cut that lead to 7. Keaton Blanker led the Defenders with 12 points as they win a 2nd straight Divisional IV title. This was the first repeat championship in their school's history.
All right, now we're joined by the man himself, Coach Mark Keeler. 38 years in the books, back-to-back state champions for the first time ever. Coach, is there any way to describe what you're feeling?
No, I can't put it in words. I can't wait to get home and hug my wife and tell her she's been such a support for me. So I'm looking forward to that, but I just cannot believe it. I cannot believe how blessed I am. I can't believe how God's blessed me, and to have so many awesome players that I've coached over the years that have been so coachable, so teachable, and so I'm very happy.
38 years ago, if somebody told you you would be coaching for this long, you would be this successful, over 700 wins, you've been here 16 times, now 7 state championships, could you have ever believed the success you and this program would have?
No. In fact, that's why I know I'm just blessed by God. Jacob, that's what it is. I mean, I can't describe anything else. I mean, it's been amazing.
When the clock's winding down, those final 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds, you guys had wrapped this up. What was going through your mind when you knew your coaching career is coming to an end, but you're at the top of the mountain once again? Yeah.
I was just trying to keep my composure. I'm going to be honest with you. I was just trying to keep my composure and not lose it because I was so happy, so happy.
Around 4 decades of service to his community. Great job with that, Jacob. Still to come on Sidelines Plus, we look forward to the spring sports season, plus a look back at the historic season for the GVSU women's basketball team.
13 on Your Sidelines, sponsored by Rand Insurance Group, a better path forward.
Welcome back to Sidelines Plus. It has been a historic season for the Grand Valley State University women's basketball team. You've seen the national championship billboards on the side of US 131 and 96. Jacob, you got to kind of watch from afar as the Lakers took to Pittsburgh for that Final Four.
Matt, this team was unbelievable. I mean, 36-2 on the season. One of those 2 losses was to Division I Ohio State, so that really doesn't even count. The storylines just write themselves. Riley Bisbal, in her final season, she wins GLIAC Player of the Year again. Her sister comes to town this year as a freshman, wins GLIAC Freshman of the Year. Those 2 both started and dominated all season. You have Paige Vanstey, Thornapple Kellogg grad. She wins regional MVP. Here she is scoring. I mean, she was unbelievable in that tournament. You have Lexi Plezuit on the team. Her mom is currently the head coach of the Minnesota women's basketball team. When the Lakers won their only title before this year back in 2006, her mom was the head coach of GVSU. Wow. So she won the title as head coach. Now her daughter Lexi wins it as a player. She was at the state championship, or the national championship victory. This team was so fun to cover all season. You know, super deserving of the title. Last year they fell short, losing in the regional title game when they were arguably just as dominant. So to see them come back and get the title this year, it was so fun to watch.
Very cool. Congratulations, Lakers. So we've got their championship. We've got the state basketball finals. Michigan and Michigan State are both out. And Maddie, that means we're looking to
put a
spring
bow
ahead.
on it.
Yes.
Done with winter.
We've been talking a lot about the games that we've already seen, but now over the next few weeks we're going to be following spring sports, and we want to run down some of the teams to watch out for. Spring Lake baseball finished last season as the state runner-up. They're 4-1 so far this season, with their only loss coming to Hamilton. In boys lacrosse, Forest Hills Eastern won a state title last year, and they're also 4-1 on this season, with their only loss coming from Mona Shores. In girls soccer, we have 2 returning state champions as the teams from Unity Christian and Spring Lake work to defend their titles. And in girls lacrosse, Rockford is returning as a state finalist. And in softball, both Hudsonville and Holton won state titles last season. So we got a lot of sports to watch out for. I'm very excited.
Just need the weather to get a little warmer, so because we're going to be outside. They're going to be outside. Those athletes, they're already outside.
I think I'm the only one who has been outside for a spring sport game so far.
Listen, you're the toughest out of the 3 of us.
So far being the operative word. So that is going to come up in a future edition of Sidelines Plus here on 13 Plus. Now, yeah, you alluded to it. The weather has been bad. So we don't know how many high school sports we're going to get to this week, how many are going to get canceled. But we have the Whitecaps coming up. The Griffins postseason is coming up. There's a lot to be excited about in West Michigan, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. You know, we have a lot of successful teams around here. And, baseball's right around the corner. And playoff hockey's a whole lot of fun.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us for the first ever edition of Sidelines Plus. Tell your friends you were there to see it. We'll see you next time, everybody.